What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. As someone who often lives in the future and is an overthinker and is often overwhelmed by all the minute steps along the way, I'll start today with a quote that inspired me and then move on to some tactical positioning that I recently came across to help me deal with the overwhelm. The quote is by a poet on Instagram named Jaya John that goes like this. Beautiful soul, when you are overwhelmed, remember, you are not the ocean wave. You are the ocean waving. This quote only sent me off in a flurry of thoughts then that connected dots of a lot of other things I've heard over the past couple weeks to help me deal with my overwhelm. You already are everything, my love. And for all that you worry about in the future, fret not, because you will be stronger then. You are God confined in a human body. As I sit here, a month away from beginning my life again, hitting the reset button and heading back to the States after 1,000 days in this country, away from my life, hitting the pause button, I can't help but feel overwhelmed about every little minute step that I need to take to make up for that time lost. And while sitting in one place, far removed from that strength resurfacing, it is easy to get into that state of overwhelm. I couldn't possibly embody in one state, in one snapshot, all that I need to do and will do in all those moments of effort that are required, that will surface, that will show up. In spiritual teachings, the analogy I was told is God is the ocean, the supreme one. And from this one, all manifestations come. The manifestation is the wave. The wave is the supreme one just dancing, playing in a different form, but it is still the ocean in that form. But the supreme one has no form. As soon as it takes shape, a thought, experience, anything is a manifestation of it surfacing. Some people say, why do we have manifestations? To which some people reply, so that we can recognize where they come from. Without them, we would not know the one. We would not be able to distinguish the ocean from its limitless forms, from which they all come. So why do we have suffering? Why do we have overwhelm? When it is something we can wishfully do without. Often it is because it is that which leads us to the recognition of that one. All manifestations then are in a way in service to recognizing the one. All of life is that one dancing in infinite forms, in infinite freedom. And so without the wave surfacing, it would keep you from distinguishing you, and you recognizing you as the one itself. And if the spiritual doesn't appeal to you, to calm that overwhelm surfacing, to remind you that you already are that which will be the thing that is not disturbed by the ripples, I will share some practical advice from Hormozi that I heard. He said he heard a quote somewhere that stuck with him forever. He said, boys are confident, men are certain. And so anytime he feels overwhelmed, immediately his subconscious responds and screams out at him one phrase, which is, I will do what is required. And I can barely put into words the visceral shift in my being when I think about things in this light. It's not much different than the courage that surfaces when you are willing to confront. That forward stance when you are willing to approach that which endangers you. That threat is automatically then minimized when you are voluntarily willing to confront it and sacrifice all that is required to do so. Fear and overwhelm are silenced when you are willing to approach and expose yourself to it. The fear shrinks. The opposition is minimized just from your forward-leaning stance. And when I think about the 1,000 different things that I have to do, the effort it will require, the discomfort I have to go through, the what if. Fear says, what if? Faith and courage says, even if. Even if something comes up, I will deal with it. I will do what is required. All of those thousands of things then become manageable. They no longer can crush me. It is a strong but subtle shift inside of me that helps me manage those emotions. All the self-doubt, the uncertainty, the possibility of failure, the lost steps that are in a cloud of unlimited possibilities, the overwhelm, all of them get managed when and if I can just program my subconscious to immediately respond with, I will do what is required. And what else is left to say? Nothing. Every step of the way, every time I fail, I get back up because it is what's required. And then all excuses fall flat because I will do what's required. You are not the ripple. You are that which ripples. You are the root from which it all flows. And there is nothing that you cannot do if it is required. Strength comes to you when it is necessary. It is amazing what we can do when it is required and necessary. Everything that you are trying to be, trying to do, you already are. You can already do. You can already figure out. All future versions of you stem from you. All better parts of you are molded from you as the clay. Nothing then. All your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, none of them are far from you. They are closer than you think. As long as you don't discount yourself and your willingness to do what is required. As long as you accept the vastness that is you. You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. There is nothing that does not drizzle, pour, thunder, or hail from you. I love you, family. Stay true, always. I'll see you on the next show.